All right, the Dvar Torah, the Sicha for this week's Parsha, Parshas Noach, has actually been encouraged and inspired by Yisrael Raskin. So thank you, Yisrael, for asking, requesting, and encouraging that this idea be shared. It's a beautiful and fundamental Sicha of the Rebbe that is applicable to all of our lives in many different aspects. So let's jump right into it. At the end of the whole story of the flood, after that whole drama, Noach comes out with his family to literally rebuild the world. And it says about Noach, Vayachal Noach Ita A. Noach disgraced himself and he took to drinking and he got drunk. It says that he had 3 sons, Shem, Cham, and Yafes. Cham saw his father's nakedness and he went to go tell his brothers. Shem and Yafes cared more about their father's dignity, so they went to go cover him up. And it says in the pasuk, "Vayelchu achiranis," they walked backwards to not see their father, and they covered him. Their face was backwards, ve'ervas aviyim leirohu, and they did not see their father's nakedness. And the Rebbe asks the question: if it says that they were facing backwards, so obviously they didn't see their father's nakedness. What does it mean? Why does the Torah need to reiterate this and say it really twice? They walked backwards, and they didn't see their father's nakedness. And this is the question and segue into a very big and general idea, which is, how are we meant to view negativity in others? We are not meant to be a society that judges. And Judaism tells us, judge people positively. But sometimes you see negative character traits in other people, and the discussion that we're about to have is on this topic about how really are we meant to view other people, especially their negative sides, and how can we positively see people's negativity? What's the positive approach to seeing negative attributes in people? This is based on a premise that the Baal Shem Tov shares, which is whatever you see in someone else is really a mirror and a reflection into yourself. Usually, if someone's a very egotistical person, all they see is people around them that have big egos. If someone's very money hungry, they always look at everyone else as if they're very money hungry. This is the rule of the Baal Shem Tov. If someone's angry, they always think everyone else is a ticking time bomb ready to anger. I think we see this very often by people, but the Baal Shem Tov says literally everything you see about other people is just a reflection back at yourself, and Hashem's showing you certain flaws that you need to work on. If you see a flaw in someone else, it's a flaw in yourself. But the Rebbe asks, why? Who says? Maybe I see a flaw in someone else, and God's showing me that flaw in order for me to fix his flaw, in order for me to talk to him, to help him. Just because I see a flaw, I notice a flaw in someone, why does that automatically reflect back at me? Could mean I see it to be able to help him. And the Rebbe says there's 2 ways that you could notice negativity in people. You can notice negativity without judgment and just see, oh hey, there's something wrong, let me go fix it. Imagine like you have a spill on the floor. You don't start judging the floor, you just notice that there's a spill. There's some dirt. Okay, let me just clean it and then move on. But somehow when it comes to people, we see their negativity, and it's not just like, oh hey, this guy has a stand on his personality, let me go talk to him to fix him. But we start imprinting this as part of the identity and judgment of the person. Okay, this person must be a lesser person. This person is a flawed person. And it's not just, I don't just notice a flaw that needs to be fixed. I notice a flaw that needs to be fixed, and like, whoa, look at what this person has. And there's a second layer of judgment beyond just noticing the issue. If I just notice the issue as something that needs to be fixed with no judgment, the same way I saw him before the flaw, I still see him that same way now. Okay, there's something, let me go just help this guy out as if he has a stain. A guy has a stain on his shirt. You say, hey, you have something on your shirt. A guy has a stain on his personality. A guy has an anger issue. A guy has some other flaw that needs fixing. Okay, hey, you have this. I want to talk to you about it. With the same non-judgment as if someone has like a little piece of dirt on their shirt. The moment we start noticing, oh, this person has this issue, wow, and we make a judgment on the person because of the stain, the personality stain, that's what reflects back at us. And there's really 2 ways, there's 3 ways of seeing people. One is we're just blind to people's flaws, which is very, sounds good, but isn't reality. In reality, we are flawed people, and Hashem brought us into this world of imperfection, and we all have imperfection in our own personalities and in everyone else around us personalities. And in any real relationship, it means we could rebuke people positively, constructively. We could criticize people constructively and try to help people constructively. So that's one way of seeing people. Without just being blind to their flaws, everyone's good, everyone's lovey-dovey. It's a fake way of viewing and relating to people. The flip side is, okay, so let me become a harsh critic and just notice and dwell in everyone's negativity. But then there's a third beautiful, balanced way that the Rebbe is offering over here, which is see everyone beautifully. See everyone as a chelek alikami mal mamish. Everyone's God's diamond to this world. Okay, they have flaws, but judge the flaw favorably. Don't imprint the flaw and its message and start building a narrative about this person based on that flaw. There's a person. He's a Jew. He's a beautiful diamond. Okay, the diamond has a little scratch. Let me, or a little stain. Let me just try to wipe away the stain, and or try to help this person remove the stain. And it's a diamond that has a stain. It's not a person that is a sick person. It's not a person that's an angry person. It's a person who has a bit of anger that I want to try to help him out with. And the moment I don't see I see the flaw any deeper than just a stain, that's what's reflecting back to me. And this is why the pasuk says that Noach's children faced him backwards. They didn't see him. Not only did they not see their father's nakedness, but they didn't see their father's nakedness. They didn't just not see it physically, they didn't even see it spiritually. They didn't say, oh hey, dad's drunk again. This is embarrassing. Why does he always do this to us? Okay, let's go. Tati's dignity is compromised. Let's go just try to help his dignity and move on without any judgment, without carrying any of that, and just seeing an issue to be fixed, isolated from the person behind it, because the person is a chelek alikami mal mamish, is a diamond. Two stories come to mind on the topic, and again, we could apply this very, very much in our lives, to our spouses, to our friends, to our students. It's very hard sometimes, but if we do judge negatively, then we just need to realize that that's a mirror back at ourselves, and we have what to work on. And the more we work on ourselves, the more we're actually able to see people and their flaws, that their flaws don't define them. Their flaws are just a technicality, secondary to their identity, and their identity is beautiful, godly, and a diamond. The two stories are like this. One of them is from Leibel Posner, who shared that him and his brother went on Merkei Shluchos. The Frierdiker Rebbe sent them to go spread Judaism to different communities, and the Frierdiker Rebbe told him that there's 3 different size letters in the Torah. You have regular size letters, Asvan, Beinanin. You have in some cases big letters, like the Dalet of Echad, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. The Dalet in the Torah is written bigger. And Vayikra, you have a little Aleph. You have sometimes small letters, Asvan, Zeirin, small letters in the Torah. And the Frierdiker Rebbe told these 2 brothers before they embarked on Merkei Shluchos to go face and deal with other Jews that don't look or act like them. The Frierdiker Rebbe said, all people have milas and chesronos. All people have positives in their personality and negatives in their personality. The way you need to view a Jew is to see their positives, ba'asvin, ravrivin, see their positives as big letters. And you're going to notice negative flaws, see the negative flaws, ba'asvin, zeirin, as Torah's small letters. And again, which means it's a very, very beautiful idea and very rich and real idea, which is don't just pretend people don't have negativity to them, but try to notice their positivity in bigger context than the negativity. See their negativity as a technicality that might be there, acknowledge if you could help it, but that's not who the person is. Second powerful story that I heard once from the Bostoner Rebbe, Alav Shalom, he passed away a year or 2 ago, is he shared about the Belzer Rebbe, I believe, in Eretz Yisrael, that one time there was a Jew who was smoking outside of their shul, and they used to do it often outside of the where the Belzer Rebbe would daven. And one day he was walking with a chassid, and the chassid told him, he told this Jew who was smoking and didn't care that it was Shabbos, he said, it's Shabbos right now. And the Belzer Rebbe told him to go tell this guy that was smoking, he said, go tell him that it's Shabbos. So he went to go tell him that it's Shabbos, and he said, Ani odea, which means, I know that it's Shabbos. So this chassid brought the message, but I'm still smoking. The chassid brought the message back to the Belzer Rebbe, and the Belzer Rebbe said, Nein, you heard him wrong. He didn't say Ani odea, he said, Aini odea. In their accent, which means I don't know what Shabbos. Of course, he doesn't know that it's what Shabbos is. If he knew what Shabbos really is, of course he wouldn't be smoking. And the Jew shared that when I heard the positive spin that the Belzer Rebbe said about him, not that I know that it's Shabbos, but forget it, I'm going to do it anyways. No. He said I don't know that it's Shabbos. Because if he knew that it's Shabbos, of course he wouldn't be smoking. He said he couldn't put the cigarette back at his mouth, and from then on he couldn't put a cigarette to his mouth on Shabbos for the rest of his life. That's the way I heard the story, which again shows on the power of positive judgment, not only positive judgment to try to only see people's positivities, but even when you notice their negativities, there's a kosher and positive and holy way of seeing that and to constructively help people extricate themselves from their negativities by flexing and bringing out their positive, godly sides. Have a great Shabbos.